You know, I said yesterday, I'm bored. It's boring. Boring. So I don't feel like streaming. But I never said I couldn't make a video. I'm making this video today, guys. I'm gonna be very transparent with all you. I know there's gonna be a lot of people listening here. So I gotta be careful and try to say things in the best way that I can. First of all, I'm a very different streamer from a lot of other streamers out there. I'm not saying I'm the best one out there. I mean, I'm definitely not. I mean, if I was, I wouldn't be here saying, "Hey, it's boring." But I know we still got people around. We do still got a lot of good people, man. I appreciate all the good vibes in the comments. That was very nice from you. I appreciate the people that reach out in DMs. Which, by the way, also shout out to my homie Chris the Pepsi, man. I had a good talk with him today. It's good to talk to him. I consider Chris a friend. That's probably why it hurt me so much last year. And I'm so glad he did the right move, which, by the way, shout out to everybody on this channel who was happy for me. I can name a few that I remember. My man Rico Dallas, Rojo. He was in the chat. It was like, man, this warms my heart so much. You can tell Rojo's a good guy, bro. And I felt it the day I met him a few weeks ago when I was on my trip to Nevada. Rojo's a good guy. I'll tell you that. Great energy. You can feel it. So I love you for that, Rojo. I appreciate you, man. And, you know, a few others out there, man, that I don't specifically need to go name by name, but I appreciate, because I was wondering, because I did say a lot of shit last year about Chris because of frustration and, you know, and a lot of people wanted to have my back and, you know, kind of like, yeah, you know, and I'm glad that all that is behind, to be honest. I'm glad that Chris made the right move. I think I grew out of that. It made me a better person. Although it might not be the same opinion for everybody, and that's okay, man. But it made me a better person, and yeah. Chris, you're a good guy, bro. I love you, man. I appreciate you. I know you're listening. And live the dream, my man. Live the dream. Chris understood me today, you know. Chris streams, you know, here and there. And he understands when, you know, you're out here playing a game for so long that at some point, if you just have no reaction at all, it gets boring. Like, I don't consider myself a gamer my entire life. Played games when I was younger. I had Sega Genesis, my friends had Super Nintendo. That was a big gaming time for me when I was younger. And then in my 20s, I didn't game really that much. And then when I was in full-time in construction, in the winters, since I work on the department of changing water pipes and sewers, digging holes, you know, on the streets over here in Canada, since we got a very, very cold weather, you know, they would slack us for a few months until the spring comes. So in the winter, we had Call of Duty, and hey, man, I made a lot of videos and content and played a lot of Call of Duty during the winter, and for years I was here on YouTube. I didn't ever make a single dime out of it, and it was not really the goal. It was a hobby for me. I loved it, but I did like having good gameplays even back then, and it was not even for the money, you know. And then in 2020, short long story, long short story, whatever the way you say it, you know, I started the streaming, and boom, you know, fuck, man, I still remember the people that I had here, you know. LTN, my man Link Master. I hope he's doing good, man. I hope he's doing good. you know, we had a little click in here, and it was fun, man. It had some good energy. I didn't have a lot of people, but I had like maybe 60, 100 people. But man, we had energy interaction on the chat, and that drive me to be here. And then fucking shit skyrocketed with the pandemic, and it was crazy. I was like, holy shit, is YouTube really kicking in? This is my time now for real? Like, what the fuck? I'm getting 300 people, 400, 700, and then some other days 1,000, and for consecutive weeks I had like 1,500s. You know, I was like, what the fuck, bro? I'm not even good as a player, man, but people just love to tune in. They knew 8 p.m. Eastern time, it was Mr. Soldier time, as Mr. Eric Fry would say. And we had an amazing energy here, man. Great people. Some of them, you know, I mean, there's always people who at some point, some people might fall in love with my content, and then with time they realize, well, you know, maybe nah, you're not really what I think I liked about you, and they just go, and that's fine. I mean, that's normal. Some people just felt in love right away, and they love the content. And Warzone was so different back then. Holy shit, dude. You didn't need to be a good player. I mean, it was a mix for everybody. I mean, it was a game that was good for mixed players. Good, terrible, average. It didn't matter. I'll tell you what, man. I was the guy with the SMG or assault rifle, should I say, and an RPG as a secondary all the time. I would fuck those sweat nerds, man. Rose skins, TTVs. Y'all remember that Carnage house when Mr. Soldier said, you ain't getting on the second floor, forget it. 2 Claymores RPG aiming down the sight right in your fucking head. And on top of that, to add some spicy on it, I was most wanted contract. I was even calling them to come to me. Holy shit, we had reactions on the chat. It was fun. I loved it every single bit. It drive me so good, man. I can play video games for a certain amount of time, but after a little while, I get bored. And lately, you know, with this Warzone and the pandemic not being around here anymore, and you know, it makes a lot of sense. I do understand that. A lot of streamers from back then are no longer around, and it's been a long time they're not around anymore. And I'm still here somehow, right? But I get bored now because we have less engagement on the chat. Maybe more or less lurkers. I don't know. We do have lurkers. We have some good lurkers. When I say lurker, I don't say you're a bitch. But if you feel like that's fitting you because you think that's what it is, well, maybe that's because you're a bitch. That's not my problem. That's on you. Because I know I have good lurkers. People that, you know, sometimes when I say, hey, what's going on? We got nobody here. What's going on? And then some people come up like for the first time, hey, man, I've been watching you for a long time. You know, just never come on the chat, but I love your content, this and that. And like, hey, I get it, man. We got good lurkers. But it gets boring, man. With less engagement. And it's not from yesterday. It's been for a little while. And engagement drives me, bro. I love streaming. I do love this, man. I think it's a beautiful way and a beautiful platform where we can just interact and engage from, you know, from one side to the other in the planet. And from me, who comes from more of an old school era, like a lot of you guys here, you know exactly what I mean. I mean, we had fucking nothing. We didn't have internet. This is great, but it's new and it's different, and there's not always positivity in here. Sometimes, you know, we get some trolls and some people will just hate for hating, and we don't always react the best way. We don't really know. There's no fucking a book with rules, with, you know, education on how you should be when you go on internet, YouTube, or whatever. But I see this morning, I wake up, I see that some of the false narrative going around here. People going like, well, I'm sure it's because of money. No, it's not because of money. I made it clear on my stream yesterday. I said, it's boring. There's no engagement. I'm bored. I don't feel like being here. It sucks. Makes me sad. I miss Soldier Fame, bro. I do. A lot of them back to their lives. Some of them just, I don't know. I'm just going to watch from now on, and I'm not going to engage anymore. Because you at one time said this that I didn't like, and then I stopped supporting you. So you stopped supporting me because you didn't, or you don't like me anymore. But somehow you're still here watching. It's crazy, bro. It's all right. But it is what it is, guys. I'll tell you that. I don't do this anymore for the money because I don't depend on YouTube for money. I do have another job, right? Some of you guys already know. I temporarily sometimes go and work at the quarry. And when I do that, it's really hard for me. It's hard for me because I got to wake up at 5 in the morning. Not because I got to wake up at 5 in the morning. I mean, I can wake up at 5 in the morning. But hear me out. I come back to get at home at 3 p.m. I barely spend an hour with my daughter. And then I got to start warming up, playing Warzone, to make sure that when I get here at 6 p.m., 5:30, I can perform and do something, because this game now is no longer like the Warzone what we used to know. You gotta be a fucking god, aim, sweat nerd, bro. Shout out to my homie Rough Fire, man. You gotta be a rough and fire. Shit is crazy. Ain't no more RPG shit working in here anymore. It's over. That sucks. Sucks for a guy for me because, dude, I don't got that drive of 4, 5, 6 KD. You know, I got my limits, man. It is what it is. I can play basketball all I want. I'll never be a LeBron James. You know? But it's hard, man. It's hard, and it change, and it sucks. It's boring. It's boring. Yeah, man. But I'm being crucified in the comments. Well, because I find it boring. Some people change the narrative and make it their own. You can believe whatever you want. What I really loved about this, about streaming, is to engage with people. In 2020, it was an absolutely amazing ride, man. Amazing. I'll never come back. I don't really want another pandemic to come back because I think it did a lot of bad for people more than good. I don't know. For me, it did good. But then, like right now, it just comes a little bit more to the reality of, hey, it is what it is, you know? Streams are not anymore. I think for a lot of people, we either got to be a really good content creator or, you know, you got to make a lot of stuff just different, more creative and all that stuff. I just, unfortunately, bro, sometimes when I wake up at 5, I go to work, come back. I barely spend an hour with my daughter, and then I fire the stream until 11 p.m. knowing that I got 6 hours left to sleep, and then the next day do the same thing. Bro, I don't know about you, man. Maybe you can sleep 6 hours and you're good, bro. Me, I ain't 20 years old anymore. You know? It's a little bit more rough. But that's what it is, man. I just love being engaged. It sucks, man, for some of you guys, man. You know, I just want to, like right now, I got things to do and my head is not really here, and I not feeling it for the streams right now. I mean, there's nothing wrong, you know, refresh my head and whatever. It's not the first time. It won't be the last one. But it is what it is, man. I felt like I wanted to come here and throw this video here for you guys and put this very clear. Don't be tossing shit out there saying, oh, it's for the money. No, it's not for the money. It's not. Financially, I'm good, man. I've saved some money. I ain't stupid. If I make $1,000, I don't spend $1,000. You know? You never know what can happen. So that's why you always, you know, gotta have a little bit on the side, man. That goes to everybody, you know? You gotta be sure you can provide for your family, whatever. And, you know, also spending some time too, man, with my family is good. My daughter has grown, man. She's 15 months. You know, she has full of energy, smiling, and you know, she wants to talk, and shit is beautiful, man. I'm so privileged and blessed, man, to be a father. Honestly, if you're a father, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's good, man. It's really good. And I have to take time to enjoy some time that, you know, one of these days, you know, she's going to be 5 and I'll be like, holy shit, time flies, right? Like everybody says. Yeah. But anyways, we'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see, man. I know it's different, very much different than what it is. Maybe, you know, I see some people saying, well, you know, maybe do either shorter streams or maybe not as much per week. And, you know, I'm taking notes. I'm thinking about that. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for listening to me. I hope nobody took anything in a wrong way, if you know what I mean. Just try to clear some things up here. And I'm still expecting hate. Trust me. It don't matter. I know. They love hating. That's good. Keep watching. Anyways, but to all the great people that we still have around, either you come around on a regular basis or maybe you don't come around anymore. Just want you to know that if you still here for the good reasons, I appreciate you. And whenever we back, if you feel like it, come and say hi. I ain't biting nobody. All right. It's your boy Soldier. Hope you guys have a good one, man. Be safe out there and have a good weekend. Peace out.